Good morning, good morning. How are you? Welcome back to Morning at 10 TV, and we are on the hashtag Morning at 10 TV. On Take Note today, we are talking about the power of networking. Why should you bother to network? Be it you want to climb the career ladder, you want to grow your business, why should you bother? And on studio today, we have Diana Nsima Chibuka, who is the National Director of Business Network International Uganda, and she's also a lawyer. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mala.
Diana, thank you so much. What is networking for a layman? How can they understand networking?
Mala, networking is really about building relationships. Many of us are engaged on a day-to-day basis in our professions and as our business, in part of doing business, we're engaged with people, we continuously run into people, and we're continuously part of associations. And networking is simply using the relationships that you've built through these day-to-day connections and through these associations to leverage your business, to advance your career.
To advance your career. And is it important, okay, fine, you said to leverage your business, to advance your career. But for example, if I am comfortable at my workplace and my career is doing okay, and I love the environment, I'm getting a good salary, let's go to the business side. I run a business on a monthly basis. I get a comfortable profit range. Why should I bother then to network?
Okay. I will start with businesses. The power of networking is that it allows you to unlock referrals from your customers. As a business owner, let's talk about people who sell clothes. Most of the customers that walk into your business will be people who know you. That is your network.
Yes.
And they can leverage their networks, open up doors for you through telling people about your boutique, through telling people about your business, and inviting them to meet you. As a lawyer, many of the referrals that we get come from people already within our networks. If you look at career and you say you're comfortable, you're established, I don't believe that there's a ceiling when it comes to career.
Yes.
We're all looking to grow. We're all looking to advance. We're all looking to become the CEO, the partner. And networking definitely allows you to learn from other people and also use the connections that you develop to take you up.
To take you up. And it doesn't mean that you just have to aim at being CEO of that particular company. You can actually go to a different company and grow there. Okay. We've talked about the importance of networking, and it helps you to catapult your career or your business to the next level. But how then do I go about? For example, I'm a beginner and I want to get into this thing we call networking. Yes. How do I get into it? There are many forums out there. How then do I get to that point of choosing which one will work for me best?
Okay. As a beginner, I would start with you as a professional.
Yes.
And I would ask you to look at the professional bodies that are around you and the networks that come out of those professional bodies. As a lawyer, one of the professional bodies is the Uganda Law Society. However, there are so many other networks in Uganda Law Society, for example, the Women Lawyers Department, that you can actually plug into and leverage. As a business owner, one example of an organization that you can start with, simply because you're in business, is the Uganda Chamber of Commerce. Another one is Business Network International. And simply, what these networks do is that they expose you to like-minded people. As a beginner, you just need to get in. And then, once you're in, it's very important that you be interested. Don't try to be interesting. Don't walk into a network
and want to shine.
And want to shine.
Yes.
Walk into a network and understand the culture. And of course, you should have a plan and a purpose for which you have chosen to walk into a particular network. And if I was just to talk about networks broadly, my experience is that apart from professional networks, there are also service networks.
Correct.
You find Rotary International, Lions, and these bring together professionals of different professionals and business owners to give back to society. Other kinds of networks I've found are faith networks.
Yes.
For example, Watoto has a Young Workers Network. Worship Harvest has a Young Workers Network. And you find that these networks bring together both business owners, workers, so you can find a space that's comfortable for you to be in, as so long as you have established the purpose for which you want to join a network.
Diana, you have been in networking for many years, and you're actually a member of so many forums, so to speak. What is that one trick you use to ensure that you get the best out of these forums when you get in as a beginner? What are the tips? Because I'll tell you for sure, when you get to a forum and you are actually new, it takes time for you to warm up to the members, and it takes time for them to warm up to you. So for you, who is in all this many networking forums, and it's actually working for you, what are the tricks and the tips that you actually embraced and you took that is working for you?
Okay. I think it's important that I list some of the forums that I'm in.
Yes.
So I'm in Business Network International Uganda. I'm part of Rotary Uganda. I'm part of the Female Future Alumni. And I'm also part of the Institute of Corporate Governance.
Yes.
Now, the networks that I'm in, I specifically chose out of personal and business reasons. For example, Rotary is simply, for me, an opportunity to give back.
Yes.
I realized that as an individual, I could not do much, but as part of a group, we could do so much more.
Correct.
And when I got into Rotary, the first thing I asked myself is, what can I give? You know, so when I entered, I was ready to serve, I was ready to commit to activities that were going to be held, and I planned in my schedule to be able to attend the meetings. Many times the misconception people have is that when they join a networking group, they are going to receive. They expect to be embraced, they expect to be cuddled and, you know, handheld throughout.
Yes.
It's your responsibility, it's your obligation, if you've chosen to pay membership to a group, to stand up and be a part of everything that's happening. Ask yourself, how can I help?
So number one, how can I help?
How can I help?
And the other tip?
The other tip for me would be understand the culture of the association that you're joining, of the network that you're joining. If I look at a network like Business Network International, which I'm part of, the culture is that you must give. Give your referrals, give your time, give your resources to helping other members grow their businesses. So if by nature you're not a giver, it becomes very, very hard to make time to visit people's offices,
Yes.
to attend meetings, and actually to leverage your network to get contacts and actually pass them on to members who may have a business that you can support.
But Diana, they always say, okay, fine, you can be a member of all these forums, but at the end of the day, if you're a member for over 15 years and there's nothing that you can actually say, this I got as a result of being a member of this particular forum. So how can I go about networking effectively? Because it's one thing to be all over and all around the place, but it's another thing to just keep a small circle but getting the most out of it.
Okay.
How do we go about networking effectively?
Okay. The number one tip that I would give about effectively networking
Yes.
is to listen. Whenever you're in a space, you're part of a group, be the listener. You know, they say God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth.
Yes.
Unfortunately, when you have groups, people tend to want to talk and be heard above. Be the person who listens. Why? You will hear the needs and you will be able to meet the need because you are attentive and you understand what exactly needs to be met. You will also be able to bring together some sort of cohesion among members. Many times when people are talking above and can't hear themselves, and you can hear what is being said by both people, you're able to find the middle ground and lead them together to build something. The other tip I would say is serve. Get up in the morning and ask yourself, what role can I play in this organization? So if you want to join as a lawyer, if you want to join the Uganda Law, if you're a member of the Uganda Law Society, mandated, ask yourself, what committee can I serve on so that I can be visible, so that I can be a voice, so that I can be an influencer? If you want to be an influencer, it starts from service. It doesn't work the other way.
Yes, yes. So you have to make sure that you actually serve and you get to a point of leadership so you can be visible. Visibility is key. There are many forums that, most of the forums actually, you need to pay to become a member. So people actually shy away from it and they say, Vanange, how then do I invest and I'm already struggling? My business is not, doing well. Yes. My salary is small. Are there forums available where you can be a member but you don't have to pay a membership fee or an annual fee at that?
Okay. I know that there are forums where you can be a member and don't have to pay a fee, but I believe those would be faith-based forums mainly.
Okay.
However, what I believe that people like that are struggling with is a scarcity mentality. And it's important that you think abundance.
Yes.
This fee is simply a key. It's unlocking a door. But once you get into that room, what are you going to do to make sure that you're actually getting value? And value can be in many ways. It can be intrinsic and it can be monetary.
Yes.
When I talk about Business Network International, the value is direct in the sense that business owners must give referrals to members, which result in money.
Business, yes.
In money crossing across the table. And what must you do to get that money? You must make an effort to educate members continuously.
About what you do?
About what you do, how you do it, why should they trust you? Why should they move from their baker to use you as the baker who's in the room?
All right.
And I think for me, the value that every networker has to think about is, once I'm in that room, what value do I want? For Rotary, many times I find there's so much happiness. People say, I'm glad I'm a Rotarian,
yes,
simply because it has allowed me to meet people I would not have ordinarily met.
Correct.
If you visit any Rotary club, you will meet the high and mighty of this city, and there'll be people seated right next to you on a bench or a chair. And for many people, that value is you can't attach a price to it.
Correct.
So what value are you looking for, and how can you dig deep once you're in the room?
So we need to get out of that scarcity mentality.
Yes.
Pay your dues.
Pay your dues.
Because it's your key to that kind of network. And they actually say that your network is directly translated into your net worth. And that comes over time if you get it right. There are a group of people that I think I'm part of, partly. These are the introverts. As we come to a close, how can introverts go about networking? What are the basic tips? Yes.
Okay. I think, surprisingly, I'm also an introvert. But as an introvert, you must realize that our power lies in connecting. I might not be able to walk into a networking setting where there is a group of people and talk to 50 people. But I will be able to connect with 1 or 2 people. And those connections I've found will last a lifetime. Now, from those connections, you find it very interesting that once you connect, that person's network automatically opens up to you in a deeper way than the gentleman or lady who was moving around as an extrovert and passing cards and telling everyone about themselves and how great they are. So for me, the power is in, we have to realize that we have a special power to connect. And once we maximize that power, I believe every contact we make along the way, 1, becomes a lifetime contact, but 2, and most importantly, they're more comfortable opening up their diverse networks to us.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I think I've gotten a lot of encouragement out of this talk. You've spoken to me personally. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on studio.
Thank you,
we are grateful. Thank you for making time. So that has been it, the tips of networking. Let's keep the conversation going. What challenges are you facing when it comes to you wanting to network? Have you even tried it? I think you need to try it, by the way. It works, it works, it works. It has worked for her. I'm still learning the ropes. Let's try this together, and maybe you can share your views on the same. So that has been, take note. I still have Andrew Chamagero on ground who wants to tell us something before we come to a close. Andrew Chamagero, if you can hear me. Andrew? Andrew Chamagero? Okay, I think we can't get him. That has been it for Morning at NTV. We will leave it at this, but tomorrow morning from 6:30 to 9 a.m., make sure you tune in. We'll have yet another encouraging, educative and informative topic just for you to ensure that you grow to the next level. I'm Malaki Villa Odera. Have a good morning.